Fuel, you're talking about District 4 in the city of Detroit. That's home to over 100,000 people, and by the time the polls close tomorrow, they'll have a new representative on the city council. It's a race that's expected to come down to the wire. When the last vote is counted on Tuesday, a fresh face will be elected to represent the 4th District in Detroit. Either Letitia Johnson, with 14 years experience volunteering in the community.
I have a 14-year proven track record of integrity, of working on behalf of residents in the community and just making sure that people know who I am, because I think, that speaks volumes.
Or former Fox 2 News reporter Elrick, who says his experience holding people accountable will directly translate to public service.
I really look forward to using my knowledge of how government should work, how government hasn't worked, and applying that to make sure the government does work. Because right now it doesn't.
Both candidates are vying for a position that was vacated after Andre Spivey stepped down this year after he pleaded guilty to federal bribery charges.
When I gave up my job as a reporter, I thought we had a problem with corruption in City Hall. Turns out it's even worse than I thought. So it feels a lot like the right candidate at the right time to get us back on the right track.
I think it has a lot to do with people being in office for a longer period of time where they've gotten comfortable. They may have some friends that they have acquired over the years and they get a little bit more relaxed. And so I think that's something that I'm extremely mindful of.
In terms of how they can navigate the waters of public service without getting caught up in their own scandal, they say the answer is transparency.
The problem with City Council right now is they won't answer any question. I will answer every question.
Even when some question who is contributing to her campaign, Johnson maintains she cannot be bought.
I know who I am, I know why I'm doing this, and it's really because so many residents reached out to me and said, Letitia, we need you to do it, because you know who we are, you know what we're dealing with within our communities, and you have the experience to be able to lead.
And as we get now to the final hours of the campaign, both candidates are approaching it in similar fashion, knocking on as many doors, talking to as many voters as possible, telling me they plan on leaving nothing on the table. Reporting live tonight, Dave Spencer, Fox 2 News.
But Dave, the city clerk has warned us all to expect a low turnout tomorrow. Are the candidates worried about how few people may show up?
Yeah, they tell me, you can have as many signs, political signs in the yard as you want, but it's not going to get people to the polls to actually vote. So they plan on having people out there, driving them to the polls if they need a ride or whatever the case is. They want to make sure that as many people turn out as possible, especially in a year when we're not voting for a president or a governor.
But it's sad that less than 20% of the voters will decide who wins the election. But that's the way it is. All right, Dave, thanks for that live report.